Good evening, and thank you for joining us on Wyln News. Here's a recap of our top stories from the week. On Sunday, January 4th, Wyln Municipal Authority announced a water main break near the intersection of Ridge and Luzerne Streets. Residents living at the 100 through 400 blocks of Ridge and Fern Streets and the 800 block of Carbon Street have been affected and will need to boil their drinking water. Any residents who have lost water will be placed on a water boil advisory as soon as repairs are made. The authority is asking residents to not drink the water without boiling it. Let the water boil for 1 minute and let it cool before using it. Boiled or bottled water is recommended to be used for drinking, making ice, brushing teeth, washing dishes, and food preparation. Water can be used for shower or laundry. There has been no statement on whether the water break has been fixed, and it is unclear how long the advisory may last. On Saturday, a fire alarm went off at the Walmart in Hazel Township with firefighters and police on the scene. Shoppers and employees were safely evacuated from the store. The store closed until further notice, where officials were on the scene to investigate. The fire alarm went off due to a freezer that was caught on fire, where it resulted in damaging it. Officials noticed a black soot around one of the air ventilation systems. Today, they have opened their doors with some areas of the store that were temporarily closed, but according to the Walmart Hazel Township Facebook page, all areas are now open to the public with the freshest products, and they are welcoming back all customers for the full shopping experience.
The Wilkes-Barre Police Department responded to the parking lot outside of Odyssey Fitness along the 400 block of Cedar Street for reports of a shooting. The victims have yet to be named, but have been identified as two 25-year-olds, one male and one female, who were both shot at. The male tragically passed away from a gunshot wound to the right temple. The female survived the gunshot as she was also shot in the head on the front left side. The woman is currently in the hospital, and at this time, her condition is unknown. Upon arriving on the scene, police found the woman laying on the ground outside of the front passenger door, and the male was seated in the driver's seat. Officers have looked over the surveillance footage and believe that the man and the woman are the only two people involved in the incident. The investigation is still ongoing. This year marks a huge milestone for one fast food chain. On Monday, Chick-fil-A is celebrating their 80th anniversary with new items coming to their menu. The company is calling this campaign Nostalgia to commemorate 80 years in business. They announced new drinks coming to their permanent menu, retro packaging, and collectible cups. Some new drinks include a float or frosted soda, a hand-spun dessert with your choice of fountain drink. Chick-fil-A also announced new collectible cups, also known as the Doodles Classic Cup. You can collect all 4 cups, and if you find the Golden Fan Cup, you could win free Chick-fil-A for a year at participating locations. The sweepstakes will run through July 1st while supplies last. For more information, you can go on their website or on the Chick-fil-A app. Yesterday around 2 p.m., officials were called to a crash between a tractor-trailer and a train in Hazel Township. The trailer was carrying country crock butter traveling on North Park Drive in the Humboldt Industrial Park. The crash happened at the entrance to U.S. Cold Storage, where the train hit the tractor-trailer, in which it split open and overturned. As a result, it spilled tubs of butter all over the road, blocking both traffics on State Route 924 and North Park Drive. No injuries were reported on the scene. According to the Hazel Township Fire Chief, the truck trailer punctured a fuel tank on the train, which had 2,900 gallons of diesel fuel and started leaking near Stony Creek. Firefighters and people from U.S. Cold Storage worked together to help put down absorbent materials to soak up the diesel fuel from flowing into the creek. The crash is still under investigation. There was a car accident that happened in the evening of January 6th, knocking down a telephone pole. The crash involved what appears to be a white Honda. The crash took place on Route 924 Center Street, just after the split intersection with Chapel Road across the wooded section from River Mountain Chapel. The fall of the telephone pole caused a power outage, and according to a resident of Cove Village, it reached their community. Due to the fallen telephone pole, the authorities blocked off the start of Center Street from the split intersection to the other intersection next to the American Legion on 949 Center Street, Shepton, forcing passerbys to go around the area using Chapel Road and Schoolhouse Road. It is unknown how many people were injured in the crash, if anyone was injured, or if there were any casualties.
The 2 men involved in a crash on Interstate 80 have now been identified. On the morning of January 5th, 25-year-old Adam Lander of Cranberry and 32-year-old Nathaniel Durrell of Franklin died after being ejected from their truck after it veered off the road and crashed into a tree. Monroe County Coroner Thomas A. Yannick said the cause of death was due to blunt force injuries and that their deaths were accidental. Coming up on WYLN News, we check in with PA State Representative Dane Watrow on Watrow's Weekly Update. Plus, Chris Fulmer leads us down the path through history with Selinsgrove Part 4. And stay right here on WYLN. We'll be right back.
Brought to you by Lehigh Valley Health Network, part of Jefferson Health. With LVHN Same Day, Next Day Cancer Care, you can get a video visit with a clinician within 48 hours following a cancer diagnosis. Learn more at lvhn.org/cancercare.
My name is Alexander Bonomo. I'm 12 years old, and get your umbrellas out because tomorrow's WYLN forecast is rain.
We want your child to be our WYLN weather kid. Your child can be our feature weather reporter of the day on WYLN News and WYLN social media posts just by using your smartphone or any video recording device. It's easy. All ages are welcome, from toddlers to teens. To find out how, go to the weather section of WYLNTV.com or look for our post about it on the WYLN News Facebook page. Submit your weather kid video today.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Solo Spaceman.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30. Hey, did you know WYLN posts news stories and other bonus content on social media all week long? The Weather Kids, Fresh from the Farm, Everyday Heroes, Let's Talk Sports, Feel Good Friday, daily news stories, and more. Visit WYLNTV.com, Facebook, and YouTube to check it out. WYLN, the local leader on social media. We're your local network. Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Hey everybody, this week on Let's Talk Chiropractic, I'm Dr. John. Let's talk about the variety of what you need in a chiropractic office. MRIs, x-rays, CAT scans, referrals. We do it all here at this office.
When you see news happening in your neighborhood, call WYLN News at 570-459-1869 or email us at news@WYLNTV.com or send us a message on social media through Facebook. WYLN, we're your local network.
Hi, welcome to Watrow's Weekly Update. I am the host today, Preston Andrews, and here with me is my good friend Dane Watrow. How are you today, Dane?
I'm doing very good. Thank you again for having me. I sincerely appreciate it, as always.
Yeah. Anyway, I probably know the obvious positive answer to this, but how's the cold?
Absolutely terrible.
Okay.
I cannot take it. I don't love it. I like the heat. but I guess it's that time of year, so I guess we're just going to have to make do. But speaking of that, can we touch on the LIHEAP program here?
Sure, yeah.
All right, in the 116th district in Clear Cross, Pennsylvania. It's for people with that need help with home assistance with heating. That's for your senior citizens and meet income guidelines if you meet those criteria. The best thing I could always say to do is to call the office. That's the best way to get in touch with me to make sure that you're qualified for this home heating assistance. It's that type of year, as you said, it's chilly out there, and this weekend's supposed to be extremely cold. So I'm a little bit worried about that and our residents here in the greater Hazleton area and beyond in Schuylkill County as well.
Yeah. And yeah, to be in certain situations, it's really based on the money. And you did mention a certain budget topic that we would like to discuss today, or?
Yeah, so next year we're going to be ramping up again to hear the governor's budget address. Typically happens in January, where he'll lay out his plan, his vision for Pennsylvania and what he believes needs to be funded. Now, that's what he believes. The legislature is the one that has authority to go ahead and pass the budget and then send it to the governor. So it's different entities involved. It is the governor, it is the state house, and then the state senate as well. So all those caucuses get involved and develop a good, solid plan for the signature of the governor to sign. So hopefully by June 30th of 2026, we'll have that coming off this year here we're already in December, so January we'll have a new proposed budget. So stay tuned. I hope we have good information coming.
You know, these new years cannot come soon enough. Like, I remember back in 2011, I was thinking, oh man, 2015 will not get here very soon. Gee, look where we are now.
I know. Time, that's what I tell my children as well. Time doesn't wait. Time moves fast, and enjoy and be thankful for what we have. And we talk about being thankful, we're just coming off of Thanksgiving.
Right.
And I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking and contemplating that I'm very thankful for you and WYLN for giving me this opportunity to get out here and explain programs like LIHEAP, rent rebate and homeowners rebates, give our constituents updates on what's going on down in Harrisburg, as well as how they're affected and what we do as state legislators. So I want to thank you and WYLN again for giving me this opportunity.
It's our pleasure. We like to get it all out there and really talk about the pros and cons of it all.
Right.
Yeah.
And I got to be honest with you, I don't think there's any local news stations anymore except for WYLN that bring you good at-home local news. So thank you.
We would really like to look more into that. I mean, yeah, this is the most local I've ever seen one before. I struck gold when I found one near home, actually. So consider myself and you lucky.
Yeah, I'm very thankful and very lucky. Thank you.
So speaking of luck, you said that there was a positive note that we'd like to say for McAdoo today.
Yes, thanks for bringing that one up. I totally slipped my mind. But yes, McAdoo, Senator Dave Argel, which is a colleague of mine. He's in the state Senate, and I'm in the state House, but we work very closely together. And one of the things we really work close together on is bringing state dollars back to our district. And McAdoo Borough applied for a grant for a plow truck, a salt truck, and all that. And we're able to assist with letters and really try to drive that and push that home to bring to our community. And right in McAdoo, Pennsylvania, they were awarded the grant. They just got their truck in, I believe it was the beginning of last week. So I'm very happy, and as well as the residents in the McAdoo Borough. Plowed streets should have their salted streets as well with this truck that was obtained by state dollars. So I appreciate you bringing that up. That totally slipped my mind.
Okay, because every town that in this nice little state of PA needs a plow.
Yes.
Everyone needs one.
Absolutely, and unfortunately, equipment takes a good beating in this weather, as well as our roads.
True.
So
I mean, that's why, because of all this rock salt being spread, that's why earlier this summer, I got my car undercoated.
Yep, bingo. That's a good thing to get done to your vehicle for sure. And so we're just happy to announce that for the McAdoo Borough. Every community gets out there and they apply, they work hard, and we try to deliver for all of our constituents here in the 116th district.
Well, it's good to know. It's really, I'm glad that things are looking up for pretty good.
It is.
Yeah. Okay, well, with that said, I'd say we got some good stuff down on this Watros Weekly Update. So, yeah, and we are just starting off with a nice little cold weather. I'm sure you're happy about that.
Not really.
Okay. So with that said, hope you had fun today. So we'll see you next time.
Welcome back to Feel Good Friday. I'm joined here with Dr. John. Dr. John, how's it going?
Hey Ryan, I mean it. I love being a chiropractor.
So today we're going to talk about ice and what to do if you fall on ice.
You know, guys, in my 45 years, you should hear the injuries I've had. People will say this. We had one of those mornings where there was wet ice. My newspaper's out in the middle of my frozen driveway. I tiptoe out, I fall and break an ankle, break a wrist. So number one rule, if it's icy and you're elderly, stay indoors. Cancel your appointments, doctor's appointments, don't go to the grocery store. Wait. Secondly, wait till they do proper salting. We had a storm just a week ago where the city or the government, whatever, did not salt the streets on time. There were 60 car accidents in this area. Wait till and you should buy some salt. Maybe your grandson should come over and salt your steps. Wait an hour or two, because when you fall, Ryan, people will think, Doc, I hit my knee, but it twisted my back. Now my whole spine is out of alignment. So stay home if it's icy. Don't only go out when it's salted properly. Drive, go early, drive slower, no car accidents.
Fantastic advice here from Dr. John, and we'd like to thank you for joining us on this edition of Feel Good Friday. We'll see you next time.
It's cold out there. Call S.J. Kowalski for the best products and solutions to help lower your energy costs and keep your family safe and comfortable this winter. Our professional team has unparalleled experience with all the latest innovative types of heating systems. We're a Lennox Premier dealer, installing high-quality equipment, providing the ultimate experience in comfort and climate control while being energy efficient. S.J. Kowalski, heating and cooling the way the earth intended.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
Wyln TV 35 is expanding and is on the hunt for a dynamic salesperson to join our vibrant team. If you've got the passion and the drive, we want to hear from you. Send your resume to the email displayed on your screen. Don't miss this great opportunity.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green-lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming, it's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
WYLN programming is online all the time. Visit our website at WYLNTV.com to check out archive shows and a live stream of our broadcasts. And don't forget to visit all of our social media pages for breaking news, weather, and sports. You can also head directly to our YouTube page for all our programming at youtube.com/WYLNTV35. subscribe, and ring that bell so you get notified every time there's a new show available online. Attention WYLN viewers, WYLN TV can now be seen on the Hazleton Service Electric Cablevision HD tier, channel 507, and over the air at 35.1. WYLN, we're your local network.
When the Colshire Moyer Boatyard had closed in 1871, an early victim of the canal's decline, Selinsgrove, its basin was left to revert to nature, becoming little more than a large swamp. By 1938, local businessman J. Howard Burns had the idea to make the basin into a skating rink in the winter months. He and his family cleared out and fled the basin to make a rink, which they named Little Norway in honor of then popular Norwegian skier Sonja Henie. It opened for skaters in December 1938. A two-story chalet, modeled after those found in Norway, was built on the site in 1940. It would have a wine cellar added to its basement 2 years later, inside which refreshments would be offered for skaters. For close to 30 years, area residents would come to skate at Little Norway during the winter. Their numbers had dwindled by the mid-70s, at which point the rink was used mostly by local Selinsgrove residents, compared to a more regional clientele in the rink's early years. Finally, the chalet, which had been heavily damaged in a fire in 1972, was removed when the U.S. Routes 11 and 15 bypass was built through the property. Today, Selinsgrove residents can still skate in the winter months at a new location at South Water and Sassafras Streets, which has been named Little Norway 2 in honor of its predecessor. Around this time in 1941, the Selinsgrove Dauntless Hook and Ladder Volunteer Fire Company purchased 100 acres of farmland from local farming families, intending to use it for their annual carnival and fair. By 1946, they had broken ground on an automobile racetrack on the site, with design input from famed stunt driver Joey Chitwood. The contractors had a mere 2.5 months to complete the track before the fair, so temporary bleachers would go up in lieu of a permanent grandstand at first. The first races would be held in July 1946, with the first race being won by Bill Holland, who would win the 1949 Indianapolis 500. The runner-up in this first race was Red Byron, later to become a famed NASCAR driver. Chitwood's stunt show was slated to perform as well, but had to cancel when one of its drivers accidentally hit a herd of cows crossing the road en route to the racetrack. A permanent grandstand at the track, one of the few in the country left with a roof, was eventually completed in 1948. Lights would be installed in 1953. The track went silent from 1959 to 1962. When it did reopen in 1962, it had been enlarged from a half mile to 3/4 of a mile. Selinsgrove Speedway is still in operation today, and it's considered by many drivers to be among the fastest dirt tracks in the country. Among the eventually famous drivers that have rode there are Rusty Wallace, Jeff Gordon, Tiny Lund, Casey Kane, and Tony Stewart. Drive-ins started springing up across America in the late 1940s. In the Selinsgrove area, the New Way Drive-In would be built to join this craze. Located on routes 11 and 15 north of Selinsgrove, it opened to guests for the first time on September 22, 1948, with the Dorothy Lamour film The Hurricane. At the time of its construction, it was the second largest drive-in in Pennsylvania, trailing only one near Philadelphia, with capacity for 1,000 cars over 14 ramps taking up 900 square feet. The ramps were sloped so that each row of cars would have an unobstructed view of the screen. For this reason, the drive-in's projection and concession building had also been built partially underground. The screen itself was 63 feet tall and 140 feet wide, roughly 20% bigger than most drive-in screens of the time. Each speaker pole was rigged with a red light that guests could trigger to summon staff members with refreshments. Beginning in 1966, the New Way would offer local churches the opportunity to hold their services there. By the late 1970s, the area around the drive-in had been built up, and its lease was by then held by the adjacent Plaza Shopping Center. In 1979, the Plaza made the decision not to renew the New Way's property lease. The drive-in's managers did not contest the decision, as they had grown tired by years of unruly crowds and repeated vandalism on the site. The last picture show at the New Way Drive-In occurred on September 16, 1979. It would be torn down exactly 3 months later. Today, a Walmart stands on the property. For sporting thrills, Selinsgrove residents would come to look forward to football on Friday nights at Harold L. Bowling Memorial Stadium. Beginning in 1972, Coach Bill Scott would elevate a previously lackluster Seals team into an area powerhouse. In a 36-year career, Scott will win 267 games, 9 District 4 championships, and make 6 state playoff appearances, reaching the state quarterfinals several times. He would also gain several high-profile wins over Berwick High School in the 70s and 80s when the Bulldogs were well entrenched as a national powerhouse team. Mike Stout, quarterback of Scott Seals during the mid-80s, would graduate with 6,310 passing yards, the most in Pennsylvania at that time. The Seals would remain strong after Scott's retirement, as the 2009 Selinsgrove team would defeat Mannheim Central 10-7 for the AAA championship. Sometimes the most innocuous moments can spawn something amazing. One such seemingly innocent moment had its spark in 1980, when local dairy farmer Charles Benner helped make a 16-foot-long banana split at Salem Lutheran Church for that institution's youth group. The young attendees were impressed enough that they encouraged Benner to go for a world record making a banana split. Benner believed they had something and reached out to try and make it happen, first to the Selinsgrove Band Boosters and then to the wider community. Thus, on May 1st, 1982, a nearly 8,000-foot tinfoil-lined trough on horses went up along Market Street. In it was to be created the world's largest banana split, longer than the then-record 7,005-foot one made the previous month by a fraternity in Texas. For those who wished to participate, a $2 ticket would allow them to assist in a 1-foot section of the trough in making the massive split. Construction began at 3 o'clock that afternoon and would ultimately use 800 gallons of ice cream, 8,000 bananas, and 8,000 cherries. Once finished, the banana split was measured and was officially registered as a new world record, 1.5 miles long. Afterwards, the banana split was quickly eaten by those who built it. The record would fall again soon after, however, bested in 1985 by a sorority in Ohio. Selinsgrove decided to get their banana split title back. The second attempt was made on April 30th, 1988, and this time would use 2,500 gallons of ice cream, 33,000 bananas, 600 pounds of peanuts, and 24,000 cherries. When all was said and done, Selinsgrove had the record back, having built a banana split that was 4.5 miles long. This time the record stood until 2017, when it was broken by a nearly 5-mile banana split in Australia.
Come shoot at Whitetail Preserve, 118 Boulevard Road in Bloomsburg. Their skeet, trap, and sporting clay fields are professionally designed, and all stations are handicap accessible. Whitetail Preserve has resident shooting instructors certified by the NRA in shotgun, rifle, pistol, home safety, and personal protection in the home. Whitetail can also cater any size event, whether it be a private party, corporate event, or wedding. Call 570-384-2314 or 570-790-8969.
Something is out there. What it is, no one knows. However, since its first sighting, there have been numerous reports of strange lights in the night sky. Some say they are extraterrestrials, flying saucers. But to all of those seemingly unrelated uncertainties, there is one common thread.
Watch Solo Spaceman on WYLN Thursdays at 1:30, Saturdays at 7, and Sundays at 4:30.
Are you sitting at home living in pain? Maybe it's in your hands, maybe your back or your hips. The good news is you don't need to live in pain. Why? Because there is Omega XL, a one-of-a-kind, natural, powerful joint relief supplement created from the green-lip mussels of New Zealand. Drug-free, non-habit forming. It's small, easy to swallow, and it's backed by more than 40 years of clinical research. As I was getting older, my joints started to feel that wear and tear. But then I tried Omega XL, and it changed my life. If you're experiencing daily aches and pains due to aging and overuse, try Omega XL and see the difference it can make in your life.
Buy one, get two free. 2 bottles of Omega XL plus Vitamin XL D3, a value of more than $85. Call today and you pay only $39.95. Plus, you have nothing to lose because it's backed by our 60-day money-back guarantee. Call now.
Hello, I'm Wyln historian Chris Fulmer. Pennsylvania's communities are filled with interesting history. Come with me as we discover the people, events, industries, and other historic facets of local towns.
You're watching WYLN TV 35.